Hi, I'm Meteorologist Chris Tomer. Let's talk about mountain weather and ski conditions. I hope everybody had a great Christmas, and we've got an active pattern for the West all the way through New Year's. First, a couple of live cameras. Should be a powder morning tomorrow. A little bit of powder, not a ton, for Little Cottonwood and the Wasatch Front. And we'll start out with that. Here's Hidden Peak Snowbird. You can see the lowering of the ceiling, a little bit of snow coming in there. All right, Jackson Hole will probably get a little bit more than the Wasatch. Should be a nice morning out there tomorrow, Sunday morning, if you want to ski. Look at the folks out there. What a beautiful scene that is. All right, let's get into the analysis. We'll go to radar and satellite, and I'll walk you through this. Here's what we're seeing. There are going to be two items to watch for the West. First is a little clipper that you can pretty much see it. It's basically right here, and it's sliding and clipping these areas, brushing the Tetons, brushing the Wasatch, and it will dive in to northern Colorado and provide a little bit of powder for Sunday morning in northern Colorado as well. So that's item number one. So the item number two is actually back here, and it will drop south into California as a southern low. So we're going to bring the storm track down a little bit for the second part of this, and that southern low will then dominate the picture. I'll show you both. First of all, let's look at the jet stream. This definitely paints the picture. Look at the rich flow into the west. Over the top of it, on the nose of the jet, that's where the clipper is being pushed through very quickly. The southern low that I talked about, that second part, is sitting behind it, and that will ride the jet in. And look at it, it's being cradled right here. There's your low. It'll provide some snow, probably moderate there for the crest of the Sierra as this moves in, and it's really going to pound southern Colorado good with a lot of orographics and a lot of snow as that moves in. That's a great pattern for southern Colorado. Here we are by Wednesday on the clock. There, look how far south the low is of the axis with the low. Now, what happens beyond this? Well, let me show you. Here's the jet by the time we get into Thursday and Friday. It's starting to take that northwest orientation, so we could be bringing in colder air with a little bit of a northwest flow by late this upcoming week. All right, so here's our future radar, and take note, there's our clipper right there, pushing snow through the Tetons, the Wasatch, and it will clip I-70 north in Colorado, giving us a little bit of powder into Sunday morning. Now, again, this is not a big storm system by any stretch of the imagination. That will move away, and then our focus will shift right here. Look at the first spiral arm of this low coming into California, and what this will do is push snow into Colorado and Utah, Nevada. But this is going to be a warmer storm system. It's coming out of the Pacific. It's not going to have a ton of cold air with it initially, but really good snow here in southern Colorado. This is by Tuesday morning, so you're looking at a little bit of snow on the backside and snow into Colorado. That storm exits, we'll get a break, and then that potential northwest type of flow pattern begins to establish itself across the west. How much snow are we talking about? We'll do this in phases. So by Sunday morning, here's what we're looking at. A little bit of snow there for I-70 north into Colorado, and yes, looks like some nice powder for Jackson Hole, Grand Targhee, and just a touch for the Wasatch into Sunday morning. There goes the clipper. Now we're going to have to refocus. Here comes our low right there. We'll be moving out of California and spreading snow into Utah and Colorado, especially in Colorado, and that is where most of the accumulation is going to happen. Right there in southern Colorado, Telluride, Silverton Mountain, down towards Wolf Creek, and even over towards Aspen and Snowmass, that western slope down into Crested Butte, probably the Grand Mesa as well. And that's by Wednesday morning. We're looking at some of those numbers. So we've added a little bit in the Wasatch, but mostly in Colorado and over towards the backside there as the low comes into California. So we've definitely got a good pattern here establishing itself, and there's more behind this as well as we head into New Year's. So we'll look for it. I appreciate you guys tuning in here as always.